How's it going, everyone? It is Skullzi here with the latest and the greatest gaming news. I'm very excited to be bringing you this information today because I'm about to drop a brand new unannounced major game being published by Take-Two and being developed by 2K. Along with this major announcement, it seems like we might be getting a remaster of a favorite within this franchise, and as well as being equally excited, I'm also a little bit nervous about this because Take-Two has been on somewhat of a warpath lately against content creators. They've been filing a lot of false copyright strikes. They even sent private investigators to someone's front door for leaking some Borderlands 3 stuff, and seeing how my video a couple days ago was me leaking some Bully 2 stuff that's linked to Take-Two, and now today I'm about to drop an unannounced major game that they're publishing, I'm a little bit worried that I might be in their crosshairs, but you know what? At the same time, I'm not, because this is actually what my plan was. Not to get in their crosshairs, but to take the fight to Take-Two, because I'm a little bit peeved off at what they're doing to content creators right now, and this is my way at getting even. But don't worry, we're going to be going through all of this information together, because as always, I'm going to be recording my screen. That way you can see that my bullshit capacity meter is always running at 0%, and that way you can look this information up to verify it for yourself if you choose to. And we're going to start our adventure right here, and what this is all of the active and pending trademark and patents that are under Take-Two Interactive right now. This is a gigantic list. There's very many things, thousands of stuffs and things, but all the way at the top of the list, which is the most updated items on this list, are the ones we're going to be paying special attention to in today's video. And as you can see already, it is Mafia. There are 2 brand new trademarks filed for Mafia, which is a very good sign that Mafia 4 is definitely on the way. Another good sign of this is that there is a new trademark filed for Mafia 2. This is a new trademark for Mafia 2 and not a continuation of the old Mafia 2 trademark, which is pretty interesting. And before you think that these 2 trademarks up here aren't related to Mafia 4 and have something to do with a Mafia 2 remaster, while I do think that a Mafia 2 remaster is a good possibility based on this trademark, they don't need to file multiple trademarks for that, because this trademark here already has a Class 41 classification and a Class 9 classification, and it is filed in the United States. These 2 trademarks up here have Class 41 classifications and are also filed in the United States, which shows us that these 2 most likely aren't linked to the Mafia 2 trademark down here, as this trademark already has this classification and is filed in the United States. If these trademark filings were filed in like other countries and had different classifications, I would think that all of this is just linked to a Mafia 2 remaster, but what I think is happening is Mafia 2 is actually getting remastered, but is going to be sold alongside, maybe as like a promotional item for Mafia 4, because these 2 trademarks up here, I believe, prove that 2K is working on Mafia 4, and that alongside with Mafia 4, they're going to launch as a promotional thing a remastered Mafia 2. I believe Mafia 4 will be a launch title for the next generation of gaming consoles, that Xbox whatever and that PS5, and it will most likely launch on PC as well. You can see that these Mafia 4 trademarks were filed just about a week ago on August 2nd, so these are very recent. In fact, if we look up these Mafia 4 trademarks right up here, we can see just how there isn't very much information to go off of. These things are so new, very new, and you can bet I'll be keeping my eye on this situation. You can see that this is a brand new application that entered the US Patent and Trademark Office only a few days ago, actually, on August 6th, and this trademark actually hasn't even been approved or reviewed by the US Patent and Trademark Office. That is how brand new this thing is. You can see it is indeed filed by Take-Two Interactive Software, but other than that, you really can't get any information from this list. The pictures provided with this application are just filed by Take-Two to prove to the US Patent and Trademark Office that they already have the rights to previous Mafia franchise stuff. That way they can have an easier time getting this new application approved. And along with that first trademark, if we look at the second one, we can see that it is pretty much the same exact thing. One thing that does interest me though is that there are 2 trademarks filed with Class 41 classifications in the United States for a new Mafia game, essentially what looks like at the same time. These 2 trademarks are on the same status in terms of having a new application yet to be reviewed by the US Patent and Trademark Office, and they seem to be clones of one another. It could be that one of these might be related to like a special edition Mafia 4, and along with that special edition Mafia 4 trademark, they're gonna file a lot of other classifications for things like art books, things like figurines, collectibles, stuff like that, as opposed to how this other Mafia 4 trademark will only have the trademark filings for the video game because it won't have any of the special edition collectible stuff. For example, when I've been paying attention to the Starfield trademarks, Starfield eventually did get updates for collectibles and stuff to its trademark filings, which signifies that there will be a special edition, collector's edition, or whatever for Starfield. I'm assuming that one of these trademarks for Mafia 4 will be the same, but other than that, there isn't much information that we can pick apart from these trademarks. In fact, I find it interesting that it doesn't straight up just say Mafia 4 up here. What this could be is a soft reboot of the Mafia series, kind of similar to what Bethesda did with the Doom series back in 2016. Instead of making it Doom 4, they just called it Doom. Maybe instead of calling this Mafia 4, they're just gonna call it Mafia. And with that in mind, in terms of what setting this game could be, if it is indeed a soft reboot of the Mafia series, based upon the soft reboot thing, I think that they're gonna go back to like the 1920s, 1930s, or the 1940s at the height of the Italian Mafia's power here in the United States and Europe. If this game is gonna be next gen, I estimate that this game will be huge. Maybe we can travel to multiple cities in the United States, or even fly out to Italy and have a city that we can travel around out there. That would be a pretty awesome experience. I actually love the Mafia franchise. I've been playing it ever since the first Mafia, believe it or not, and they all have been pretty good games with a surprisingly good story. Mafia 3 may not have been perfect, but it was a good game. Mafia 2 was a masterpiece, and the first Mafia, as far as I'm concerned, was almost a masterpiece as well. I'm very excited to see what's going on with this Mafia situation. I'm going to be referring to this Mafia game as Mafia 4, just for the sake of context, that way people can understand that this is the next Mafia game after Mafia 3, even if it is a soft reboot of the series. But to bring this to a close, what I think is happening is that there is a new Mafia game, a soft reboot of the Mafia series, essentially Mafia 4. It's going to take place in 1940s Italy, and along with this game, there might be a remastered version of Mafia 2 launched alongside it. This technique has been done by various game developers in the past, such as Call of Duty, with remastering their previous games to launch alongside new ones, and I'm very excited to just see what happens with this situation. As always, what I want to know is, what do you think about all of this? Do you think we're getting Mafia 4, or do you think we're getting a soft reboot of the Mafia series? As always, let me know what you think down in the comments below, and if your comment wins the internet, I may get featured in a future video. Don't forget to subscribe to stay in the know when it comes to the latest and the greatest gaming news. Follow me over on Twitter for latest channel updates and other random stuff and things. Come over to the channel Discord community chat server, where there is always an awesome and active conversation and some speculation taking place. Come over to Loot Drop, the official Skullzi merchandise site, where you can get a bullshit capacity meter t-shirt or a coffee mug to let everyone know that your bullshit capacity meter is always running at 0%. And if you want to have your hand in providing future content and getting access to unique and awesome awards, then consider subscribing to the community on Patreon and joining the channel here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. Links for all of these awesome things are down in the description below, and as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when Take-Two sends Mafia 4 Mafia people to my house.
It just works.